Good morning guys, welcome to today's video. It is going to be a get it all done video, a super fun one. I compiled a list of kind of like the interesting or fun things that I need to do in the next couple days, and we're just gonna hit them one at a time. I need to sew, I need to go for groceries, I have some holiday shopping I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's just gonna be a really fun yet motivating video for you guys. You'll get to see what I've been up to lately, and yeah, just kind of follow me around Lancaster County a little bit as well. You guys always love when I include sewing, and I've been having a hard time like really making a dedicated sewing video, so I thought I would start out this video with me sewing a skirt. I have my stuff back here, I'm ready to go. I want to sew myself a long, simple black skirt. I love long skirts or dresses, especially in the winter, because then you can just like hide all kinds of layers underneath, like leggings and whatever, and nobody knows what you got going on under there, like knee-high boots, whatever, and you look sleek and clean and not like bulky and all kinds of layers. I don't know, I just like long skirts in the winter, and I thought to make it a little more fun, I would add a button detail the whole way down the side, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do it in case you are kind of like a beginner sewer like me, and yeah, just want some inspiration or maybe a little bit of tutorial about it. If you're new to my channel, my name is Megan Fox. I am a Mennonite mom living in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. I wear modest clothing, so sometimes I like to sew it to save money and just because it's plain down kind of fun and creative. So let's get going. And thank you Skillshare for sponsoring a portion of today's video. So if you're gonna be making a skirt like this, you're gonna need a few simple things like pins, a tape measure, good scissors, some good fabric. Here I was just using a really good quality, I think it's like a jersey knit blend. It had like a shinier side on the one side and a more like coarse side on the other, and I decided to sew the coarse side out so that I wouldn't have to worry about pullers and stuff as much. And yeah, it's always a beast to lay out any kind of stretchy fabric, so that's what I'm doing here. And yes, I just grabbed the closest heavy thing that I could use to lay out my fabric, and that happened to be a cake stand lid. And I did something a little different here because I knew I wanted to make a tuck in the front to have the buttons going down and to make it look like it was an actual opening even though it was faux. And so I actually took my skirt pattern, or you could use just a favorite skirt that you have and lay it in half and use that as your pattern. And I just took my pattern and cut half of the front of the skirt, and then I marked the middle and I folded it over, and I made the other half of the skirt about 1.5 inches wider. That way I had room to make the tuck. There are a lot of different methods you could have done. I could have sewed like 3 separate pieces and kind of sewed them together, but I decided just to do the tuck. It was easier to make sure it was straight, and this method did work, and it looks pretty real, I think. And then I just cut out the back like usual. That was completely normal, no back seam or anything like that. And if you're wondering where the kids are at while I am sewing, you will see them a lot in this portion of the video. They are just around here with me. Evonnie finds great fascination in watching me sew, and Fletcher plays really well by himself. Yeah, he was not quite as interested as she was, but I tried to answer her questions as best I could in, you know, little 3-year-old terms. It was a little bit hard actually. So I experimented a little bit with a tuck to make sure that it was actually, you know, gonna work out that half the skirt was the same side as the other half of the skirt. And once I had it correct, I just used some pins and pinned it in place. And then it was off to the sewing room. Of course, before you sew, it always takes so much work to get your sewing machine up and going. I had to put black thread in and also put black thread on the bobbin. I can try to link my sewing machine. It's not like the only one out there. I think a lot of sewing machines are very similar, but this is a gift that I got from my parents. So I began by sewing down the tuck that was going down the right side of the front of the skirt. And you could use a double needle here. That way you have it like a top stitched look. Instead, for me, I just kept my single needle on and I sewed one seam, and then I went back up to the top and sewed it again. And I only did it part of the way down. I wanted an actual slit down past the knee so that it had a little bit more like walking room, especially with like bulky boots or anything like that. I knew that was going to be important, so I did not sew the whole way down to the bottom. And I also forgot to mention, but I cut this skirt super long, super extra long, because I always like to make sure that I have plenty of room for hemming, or if I decide that I want the waist up higher or whatever, I just always cut everything extra long and then trim it off later. And then after I had my tuck sewed, I just held it up to me to make sure that I liked it and that it was at the right spot. I had actually envisioned it going down the left leg, but it was too late then already, and I decided, you know what, it looks just as good on the right side, so why not? And then it was time to just sew the front skirt to the back skirt, and then I needed to make a waistband. There's so many ways you could go about making a waistband on a skirt. I've yet to find like the perfect method, but I'll tell you what I did here, and it did work. I took this 1.5 inch elastic, I believe it was, and I just put it around my waist and made it fit pretty snugly, and then I clipped it off wherever I needed to. And then I measured the top of my finished skirt, and it was about 30 inches. And then I just folded the band over on top of the elastic to make kind of like a casing for it. And then I sewed it inside the band just by making a seam. I used the elastic as kind of a guide to see how wide I wanted my waistband to be. And then I just went back to the sewing machine and sewed the ends of the band together like this. And then I did the same thing with the elastic. Then I just tucked the elastic inside of the waistband. I hope this is making sense here, but hopefully the clips here will show you better. And I just closed up the seam of the fabric, and the elastic was stuck inside there. Now, it did look a little bit bunchy, but I went ahead and sewed the black band to the skirt. So there is raw edges on the inside. I know there's more professional ways of doing this, but this fabric does not fray. And in the end, it ultimately didn't matter. You can see as I'm sewing that the elastic is bunching up the fabric, but when I put it on my body and the elastic is stretched taut, everything looks seamless and smooth. It doesn't look great hanging on the hanger, so I'm probably gonna try a different method the next time, because hanging on the hanger, the elastic is kind of bunching up the fabric. I probably could have made the fabric of the waistband actually really much smaller and then had that stretch as well, but I didn't want to risk it because I didn't quite know what I was doing. I want to look into that a little bit more before I sew another skirt. I honestly will always say skirts are harder than dresses just because you got to get that waistband just right. But here you can see it. It looks nice and smooth, and yeah, I was really happy with it. But as I said before, I sewed it way too long, so I just reached down with a pin and marked where the floor was. I like my long skirts to be long, like to the floor. That way when I'm wearing boots, they're just off the floor a little bit. And so that's kind of what I did here. I just ended up turning it under, and then I also cut a slit where the tuck had been going down the side. I cut a slit up to the bottom where the first button was gonna be. And that way I had some kicking room, if that makes sense. And then I went back in and I had to hem that hole shut, or that like that raw edges where I had cut. That way it would look nice and clean. And then it was time to figure out the buttons. Okay, I'm just gonna jump in here really quick and let you guys know about an awesome deal that I have with Skillshare right now. You guys are going to want to sign up. I love Skillshare because it has taught me so many different hands-on, useful tips and tools. Skillshare is super entertaining, but it's also very educational, hands-on, and you always get out of it, you know, the time that you put into it, because yeah, these are life skills that you can use for all kinds of things. If you are into sewing, there's a lot of different beginner sewing tutorials on there, specific projects, you can like work through them together. There was a really cool video that I saw of how to make a leather bucket bag. I thought that looked so neat. I haven't actually clicked on that one yet, but I have been starting to watch the basics for sewing without a pattern, because I feel like that is something that everyone can do. Even if you're like me and you don't know how to read a pattern super well, you can sew clothing without a pattern. So I will link that one down below, as well as some of my favorite home decor videos. There's also a lot of photography skills videos on there if you're looking for anything like that. Basically anything to just like develop a new skill in your life, you'll find on Skillshare. And I have great news for you. Not only is Skillshare super affordable, it's actually less than $10 a month, I believe, but I have even better news for you, because the first 1,000 of you to click on the link in the description box will get a free trial of their Skillshare premium membership. You can always cancel after that if you want to, but yeah, it's just a great way for you to get your foot in the door, kind of see what Skillshare is about, and yeah, see if it is for you, because I know there's a lot of you moms out there who want a little side gig, or you want just a little side hobby, and Skillshare can help you make that happen. So let's get back to sewing. Okay, the skirt, as you can see here, is pretty much done, but now comes the exciting part and the very tedious and slow part of sewing on buttons. I got these off of Amazon. They were like $8 for a pack of 150 of them. And there's a wooden side and like a tortoiseshell side. I guess they're both, I mean, it's all tortoiseshell, but a lighter side and a darker side. I think I'm gonna go with the lighter side for more contrast. I love that like brown and black look. That would work too, but it's not as noticeable, I think. So for this project, I'm gonna do buttons. So now I just have to measure. I'm gonna divide the length here by like however many buttons just to make sure I get them even. And then I'll probably just pin them down or else mark it. And here's an example of what happens in my house when I am sewing. Pretty much nothing else happens. Like the kids just make a mess in the toy room. At least it's contained to the toy room. And I have to also confess, this mess is like a couple days worth of mess. It's not just from today. I don't clean the toy room up every day. And as you can see here, it's time to clean it up after I'm done with this sewing. So to mark where I wanted the buttons placed, I just grabbed some sidewalk chalk that was in my junk drawer, and I just used that. I need to invest in a good marking pencil because I use it all the time. So yeah, I guess I'll have to Amazon that in the future. Sewing buttons on is such a relaxing thing to do. I, in fact, thought about doing a multitask with me video, but my voice was not feeling the greatest, so I decided just to skip that. But Evonnie kept me company, and we chit-chatted as I sewed on the 10 buttons for the dress. She was saying, "Mommy, when I'm big, I can sew too, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, you can," but honestly, deep down inside, I am dreading the teaching process. I know she'll do good if I start with small projects, and you guys can too. If you're a beginner sewer, definitely check out just some tutorials on YouTube or on Skillshare. Find like a simple pillow or like pouch or something and work on that first. Sewing some straight seams will give you more confidence to try something a little more complicated like a skirt or a dress. And here's the finished product. Fletcher wanted to be held right then, so I just held him for these shots here. But you can see, I think it looks really cute. Maybe I put too many buttons on. I feel like it looks a lot better in real life and not quite as busy. But in these shots here, I feel like it looks like the buttons are kind of close together. But I actually really like it. It fits me really well. It's about the perfect length. And I really should have washed the skirt before doing these little try-on clips. But oh well, it went straight into the wash after this, believe me. But I will have to style this in a future video so you guys can see how it looks totally done. But yeah, I'll save that for a future video. Okay, I'm getting ready to leave and head to Calico Creek. It is a gorgeous like home store around here. If you're ever in the area, definitely check it out. You'll see a bunch of clips here soon. I'm planning to do a little shop with me segment, but they have their Christmas open house every November, and I always like to go because they always have like a discounted item or like a 25% off coupon or something at the door. And I don't buy a ton of Christmas decor. I like to just collect over the years, and then I like to decorate with a lot of natural stuff, real greens, that kind of thing. But every year I like to go and just add a little bit to my collection, and I just love to support that store. They are Mennonite owned, and yeah, it's just a really gorgeous place. I've heard some people compare it to Magnolia. I don't know. I'm not a super farmhouse girl. I like more like the boho or mid-century modern style, and they actually have a lot of that there. So anyway, I'm actually also meeting up with an Instagram friend. I've never met her in person. Her name is Rachel. You might know her from Mountaineer Boutique. If you do not follow her on Instagram, definitely do. Mountaineer Boutique sells like really pretty dresses. I actually have some of them. Yeah, I'll put all her information down below if you're looking for some modest clothing. And I actually think her husband maybe grew up around here. I'm not sure. I forget. But yeah, I'm excited to like just bump into her. She said she was in the area and she's like, "We should meet up." And I was like, "Of course, I would love to meet you in person," because we've been friends for a while on Instagram. So I'm headed there now. Anyway, let me get going. I'm just gonna run in there, see what they have, and then do some returns. I am kid-free, so that's exciting. Let's go. Someone's excited. Do y'all get Domino's? This is like our favorite pizza chain. It's like so cheap and so good. Yeah, we get it a couple, well, I don't know. In the summer, we probably get it a couple times a month. But we haven't had it in probably at least 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Fletcher! There's Mommy! Hey! Give Mommy a hug. Give Mommy a hug. Aww. Sausage and mushroom is always a favorite. What did you get in this one, Josh?
It's steak and peppers.
Oh. Steak and peppers. Well, I've never had that one before. I'm sure it'll be good. And what's this stuff? What are these cheesy breadsticks?
Parmesan bites.
Parmesan bites. And of course, if you're going to Domino's, you must order a bunch of sides of garlic and marinara. Yum, let's eat. Okay, let me just show you what I got here. I got a bunch of faux greenery. This is a giant garland. I think it was like $30-some. And I got a bunch of ornaments here, like, I don't know, they kind of a mercury glass. I just love the orange and pink combo. These are little paper ones with like glitter on them. I love, love, love these colors. I like rustic, but only if it's like pretty. You know what I'm saying? So this is like kind of like handmade looking, but there's glitter on it to make it a little bit more glam. I don't know, I just like the juxtaposition. And then I thought I would add, well, I'll show you in just a second what I'm gonna do. And then I got 2 wreaths. My idea is to, I only have 2 kitchen chairs, but my idea is to put them here on the 2 chairs. And then, well, you'll see. I'll have a chair here and a chair here, and they both have the wreaths on with a really pretty ribbon. And then I'm gonna use the garland to decorate this light, is my vision. And then I will have little ornaments dripping from the light fixtures, the idea. Is that a spider web? Oh my goodness, yes it is. Oh my, time to dust. I'll put that on my list. But yeah, I thought that would look pretty. And then I would take away my artwork over here because that would be too busy with all that stuff. So yeah, stay tuned to see how that works out. Okay, so the next thing I have to do is run for groceries. I am going to Aldi today. I have not gone for groceries in so long. I've been doing like Walmart grocery pickups and just things like that. You guys know that I am big on meal planning, but I just have like a really loose list here, a couple of items that I need and like a few recipes I want to make this week, but I have not been to Aldi in so long. We were on a trip, and before that I had just been doing Walmart for a little bit there, and so I am just going to go in and see what looks good and see what speaks to me. This is how a lot of people shop. It is kind of fun. Sometimes it doesn't work out though, but I'm going to do that today. So I will definitely show you guys the grocery haul when I get back, give you guys a little bit of inspiration if you're looking for meal ideas or just like snacky things or whatever. But yeah, let's go do that. Ready to go, Fletcher? Say grocery shopping. They love grocery shopping, especially at Aldi because they have like a cart with 2 seats so they can sit beside each other. So let's go. Give me a hug right when we were grocery shopping. Sure, buddy, sure. Okay, I am almost positive that all these different coffee options were not here the last time I was here. I don't know, but we need coffee and I rarely buy it at Aldi, but we're gonna try some fun stuff, I think. I'm gonna call Josh. Let me show you what I got. Like I said, this is a very loosely planned week and I didn't need a ton because I had some things in my fridge already, but I needed milk and a few key ingredients. So I ran to the store and this is what I picked up. So I decided I was in the mood for Caesar salad. So I got romaine hearts and then the Caesar croutons and the Caesar dressing. And I also picked up this Asian chopped salad kit. I really, really like these. Aldi has really good salad kits, but they're kind of expensive. So I just got one. And I also got snap peas and their dry salami. I'm gonna add that to this, which is our pasta salad that they make at Aldi. and I'm gonna probably add some cheese cubes to that as well. I got hamburger buns because I have chicken patties in the freezer, and that always makes a really quick, easy meal when we're on the go. And I just grabbed these granola bars. Josh loves the peanut butter ones. They have all different kinds at Aldi actually, and they're all really good. Isn't this the cutest packaging ever? And Evonnie picked these out as soon as we got in the store. She's like, Mommy, let's get animal crackers. So we looked around until we found them. And yeah, I just like to have those on hand once in a while. And we also got the little cheddar penguins for Fletcher to hold. And I got Parmesan cheese. I love using the real stuff for the Caesar salads. So I always like to pick that up when I'm at Aldi because they have it for a really good price. I got Italian sausage. I really wanted the ground sausage, but they only had it in like the casings here. I'm gonna use that and these breadcrumbs to make little sausage balls for Italian wedding soup. So that's why some of these ingredients are here, because I'm planning to use that for Italian wedding soup. It's an amazing recipe that I've been using for a long time, and I'm hoping to include it in an upcoming video, so stay tuned. I got actually 1.5 gallons of milk. I've never done that before, but we're always running out of our gallons, so I decided I'm gonna try to do 1.5 gallons, but we're gonna have to use up this one first because it expires sooner, like a whole week sooner, I think, than this one. And I got chicken stock again for the soup. This is a ton of hot dogs, I know, but we have a church event on Saturday night. It's like a barn party type of thing, and I signed up to bring 6 dozen hot dogs, so that's 8 packs. Also, I always pick up chocolate chips, both for cooking and snacking on. I know, it's a guilty pleasure. I grabbed a ranch packet, and oh, here, quickly, I did not realize they had these from Aldi, these cheese curds. So we'll see if they're any good. I'm sure they're not as good as September Farms, but hey, they were right there and I decided, let's try it out. And then right here is the coffees that I decided to try. They actually didn't have any whole bean coffee. I was a little disappointed. So both of these are pre-ground. So Josh, I called him and he said to get a light roast and a medium roast. And so I got the donut store blend. Not sure how that's gonna be, and the medium roast. But if you are a coffee drinker, definitely check out their different flavors. They had like French vanilla and like all kinds of funny different flavors. We don't like flavored coffee. We'd like to add that stuff later. So whatever floats your boat. But I didn't realize they had such an extensive coffee section. So my total bill was $62, which is right about what I normally like to spend, 75 or under. And I already had some groceries in the fridge, like I said, but the hot dogs, then I had to buy all those hot dogs for the church thing. So that brought it up a little bit. So I was about guessing that it was gonna be about $60 when I went through the checkout line. And I'm usually right when I'm at Aldi. They have really good prices, but let me know down below, do you guys have a Lidl close to you, and would you like me to shop from there sometime and like compare? They put 2 in semi-close-ish to me. I haven't branched out yet and I really want to. So let me know if that's something that would interest you. I really don't want to make a video, or I guess I could just include a little haul in a video and it wouldn't bother you guys, but I never like to dedicate a whole video to something that most of you could care less about, if you know what I mean. So, back in the car again. This is quite the weekend for Christmas shopping. There's another Christmas open house about an hour away in York area that I'm gonna go to with a couple of my friends. I actually planned it. My husband was saying that I should plan a girls' day again, and so it happened to be the same week as Calico Creek's open house. So 2 Christmas open houses in 1 week. This one is called Gray Apple Market. Never been there. I don't know if I can recommend it or not. It looked really cute, very like Instagrammy. I don't know. I just thought it'd be like a fun little girls' day. I think we're gonna go out there and get some lunch and maybe do some thrifting. I don't know, it depends on how much time we have, because it's an hour there and this is a Saturday morning. So I don't know, we're just gonna play it by ear, chill, relax. It's a bunch of my friends from high school. We went to high school together and we are still connected even 9 years later. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I am driving. I do not necessarily enjoy driving. I feel like I'm very ADHD. Like I like to chat and stuff, but when I'm driving I have to like focus, and so I don't always get a ton out of the conversation, but it's fun to listen, you know? But yeah, it's my turn to drive. It's only 4 of us, and I feel like a lot of times, since we don't have like a big van or anything, if there's a bigger group, somebody with a van will drive, so I feel like it's my turn to drive since it's a smaller group and I have a smaller car. Why not? Anyway, I'm gonna stop chit-chatting here and get on the road or I'm gonna be late. Wait, did Josh fill the car up with gas? Oh my goodness, I think he did. Oh, that's so sweet. I hate pumping gas. I don't know if any of the rest of you hate it or not. I mean, I just do it, whatever. Back when we were first married, I would do whatever I could to get out of it. I mean, now I just do it whenever I need to, but I still hate pumping gas. It's just one of those things. Thank you, Josh. Oh. Oh my goodness, so I think the last thing you guys saw was shopping at Grey Apple Market, and it was a lot of fun. I almost lost my voice again. It needs to come back. Anyway, but it was quite the adventure. After that, we went to Molly's Courtyard Cafe. It was really good coffee. They didn't have a lot of food. So then we went over to their Central Market there in New York, and we got soft pretzels. That was fun. And then on the way to a thrift store, somehow a nail got in the tire of my car. I don't know what happened, and none of us felt super confident. Like we knew we could change the tire, but we didn't know if it would like hold up going on 30 for like 45 minutes. That's a big highway around here. It just made us really nervous. So all the body shops that were close by were all closed. None of us had AAA, so I just randomly called one anyway, the closest one. It said they were closed. A guy answers the phone. I was like, hey, I know you're closed. Can you come over and just like fix it? I'll pay you cash. Because I did not want to like pay for a towing service, and yeah, that would just take so much time and a lot of money. Anyway, so he's like, where are you at? I told him where I was. He came over. He showed me how to change the tire again, because honestly, I'm very rusty. I don't even know if I could have done it right. And he was super nice about it. I offered him a $50 bill, and he's like, no. He's like, do you have a 10? So I gave him a $10 bill instead, and he's like, I'm gonna go get lunch now. Yeah, it was just like such an angel in disguise. I don't know. Anyway, I did find some stuff at the thrift store then. I just got a few items for Fletcher, but I think I will wrap up the video here. My voice is not doing great, but I hope you guys found this video motivational to get some shopping done or some things off your to-do list. I know you guys often like the sewing content, so I was glad I could get that in there for you. And make sure you check out Skillshare's offer down below. You will love them, I believe. Definitely sign up for their free trial and see what you think. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. You all have a blessed day, and you feel God's peace in your heart. Have a good day. Bye.